Hey everybody, this video brings us out to a ballpark, one of my old ballparks from when I was a young little lad. I actually just recently went to a Reading Fighting Phils game with my son. They're a minor league team, and we actually had a really good time there. And watching the game, which I haven't seen an actual baseball game since I was maybe like 14 years old. It had been many years. It got me kind of reminiscing about when I used to kind of be into baseball and used to actually play baseball. And I wanted to come out to one of my old ballparks here and sort of do a little reminiscing of my days playing Little League. And yes, that is weird for me to say because I'm not exactly a sports person, if you will. I don't really go to sporting games. I don't play sports. I'm not like super athletic. I once was, but not so much anymore. I never went past Little League. I never played it in high school. I was way too cool to play sports in high school. I was not cool. I was a punk rock kid, but punk rock kids didn't play baseball in middle school and high school. So never played in school anywhere past a Little League, and then of course never did anything in college or anything like that. So it never progressed to anything really important. But still, Little League back in the day, played for 3 years on 3 different teams. I remember I was on the Aardvarks. Yep. I was on the, I think, Owls and then Marlins, or Marlins and then Owls. I don't know. Aardvarks, Marlins, Owls, whatever order that was in. I know Aardvarks were first, because I remember thinking that was a really weird name for a team. Even back then, even in the Little League, I was like, Aardvarks? Were the Aardvarks? Really? Okay, but I did learn to spell it with 2 A's. So I guess, if anything, it taught me how to spell Aardvark. But so this again was one of the fields I used to play on back in the day, and I just again wanted to come out here and do some reminiscing. I remember when this field was actually built, it was kind of a big deal because, as you can see, it's not fancy per se, but it's not just a field. I mean, they got the nice like dugouts here, and there's this nice like storage area, and I believe up there, if I'm not mistaken, those windows I think used to actually open, and they could do like announcing, like call people's names and say, you know, so-and-so hit a home run and all kinds of stuff. And I think on the other side, again, if I'm not mistaken, we'll go up there and check it out a little later, but it's actually a concession stand, I think. Again, like I said, if I am not mistaken. But I remember when this was it was first constructed, it was like, whoa, it's not just a random baseball field like in the middle of nowhere or next to a school or something that's been around for, decades and decades and decades. Like my dad used to play on back in the day. This is a nice new ballpark. Of course, at this point, it's now decades and decades old, but it actually still looks fairly nice. They're definitely doing a great job of maintaining this. So yes, I remember, I think this was the visiting team, and that was like the home team or something like that back in the day. But I remember sitting here with our orange slices and chewing our big league chew and drinking our water or Gatorade or whatever it was we had, and playing the game and being nervous as heck, knowing that soon I'd be up to bat. And as much as I enjoyed playing baseball back in the day, I was never all that like super good at playing baseball. I can't remember ever actually hitting the ball. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember ever doing it. Oh yeah, sunflower seeds. I remember eating those as well. Look at all the shells down here that the kids just spit out. I never really like enjoyed the ones with shells as much. I was like just getting the sunflower seeds are already like de-shelled and just eating them that way. It seemed to make more sense to me. Even as a kid, I was like, why would I want the shell? Like, I feel like I'm getting less product. I'm just spitting this out. And yes, I mean, sucking on the salted shell was always nice and everything like that. But now it just seemed like a lot of work for something that could already be done for you. But I don't know. I do remember eating those back in the day. I like how kids have like put their muddy handprints all over this. I wonder if this is something that was done like during a game, or if this was just like kids coming out here afterwards and, on a rainy day or something like that, just kind of hanging out in here and then putting their hands into the mud and then up on the wall. Kind of surprised, like nobody really signed their name. Oh wait, okay, DJ put his name, and the number 4 put their name and hi, hello. So a couple of things written here, but mostly just a bunch of muddy handprints all over the walls. I don't remember doing that when I was a kid either. We probably did. Who knows? Oh, here's all the autographs in this dugout. Like Charlotte wrote her name, and Jill and Joey and another Jill and more highs and Abby, and I'm guessing that's for SF Spring Ford. They're like one of the teams play around here. So maybe somebody actually made a baseball. Maybe Lucy. I don't know. That's creative. I appreciate the baseball. That's pretty awesome. So yes, one of the fields I used to play on back in the day. This field was very impressive back in the day. We used to love playing here. Anytime we would find out that a game was going to be held here, we were always pretty excited because we knew this was like a pretty nice ballpark. It wasn't just, like I said, it wasn't just a random kind of in a random field sort of ballpark, or one of the old fields next to like one of the schools, the elementary schools or the high school or something like that were not exactly like super well maintained. They were just kind of like okay ballparks. This thing here was, I wouldn't even call those ballparks. Those were just literally fields. That's what they were. They were just ball fields that we would play in. This was like a ballpark. I mean, look at that. They had speakers. They did an announcing here. There was a concession stand here. It was pretty cool back in the day. So yes, like I said, for 3 years I played Little League baseball with all my buddies and whatnot. It was fun. I played mostly third base. That's where they always would put me. I don't know if that was an insult or a compliment. I had never figured that one out, because I don't remember being all that like good at baseball. I don't remember being bad necessarily either, but I don't remember being like anything amazing. I remember I had a pretty good arm. The coaches always wanted me to pitch. I never wanted to do it. I don't know. I never liked the idea of pitching. It always seemed kind of weird and dangerous, and just you're like directly in the line of the balls. I never did pitching, but the coaches always wanted to train me for it, because I guess I had a fairly decent arm. But I remember never accepting their offers, never doing that. But they would always put me on third base, and I don't know. Was that a compliment? Was that an insult? Was it like, oh, you're really good, so all the balls are going to be hit to you? Or is it, oh, we don't like you, let's get all the balls hit to you? I have no idea. I don't know if third base was a good thing or a bad thing. I just remember all the balls actually coming towards me, because when you're on third base, it's like just line drives down the third base all the time. They got some bleachers here. I don't remember if there were bleachers here like this. I remember the old wooden bleachers. I definitely remember those. Those are from back in the day. Whether the aluminum ones are new or not, I'm not entirely sure. But yes, I was right. They had a concession stand here. I thought they did. I could swear I remember getting chips and hot dogs and sodas and waters and whatnot out of the concession stand here, because I remember thinking that was so cool. Because again, normally you would go to the game, and whatever you brought with you, that is what you were drinking, that is what you were eating. But I remember begging my parents, oh, Mom, Dad, can I get a soda? Can I get a bag of chips? Which is what you should clearly be eating while playing baseball. But I remember begging them for all that stuff, because it was being sold here, and every now and then they'd cave in and they'd actually give me some of that stuff. I don't remember this being here, this kind of lookout stage sort of area. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It's kind of weird. I think they'd put some bleachers up here as well or something like that, but I guess you can just stand around here and just watch the game. I don't think I'd want to just stand and watch the game. In fact, now I'm looking at it, there's not really much place for parents to sit. There's just a little bit of seating up there, and then a whole lot of standing up here. I mean, I guess you can bring your own chairs or something, but I don't know. I think they should have more seating here for the parents coming to watch their kids play the Little League games. That's just me. I remember every now and then, it's the really good kids, the kids who were really cool, every now and then would hit a ball actually out of the park, which, again, this was a Little League. Didn't happen that often, but you would hear the crack. Well, I guess it wouldn't be a crack of the bat, because we didn't use wooden bats in Little League. Does anybody use wooden bats in Little League? Do you use wooden bats in Little League? Do your kids use wooden bats in Little League? Leave comments down below. We used to use aluminum, or for those of you in Europe, aluminium baseball bats. That's what we used to use. So every now and then you hear the ding of the bats, and the ball would actually just go flying out over the what's the word I'm looking for? Fence? Over the fence. I'm smart. We go over the fence over there and actually hit a car, because parents here, they park not only in that parking lot, but they'd also park over there along the streets, and obviously that's residential parking as well. So every now and then a kid with some real talent would come up, swing the bat, knock the ball actually out of the park, and it would hit one of the cars. And that was a highlight, man. When somebody would do that, which wouldn't happen very often, but when somebody would do that, that was the coolest thing ever. We just hit a car. How awesome is that? I know the things little kids are into, unwanted destruction of people's vehicles with a baseball, but we would never get in trouble, because we actually did good. We just hit a ball out of the park. We just hit a home run. So everybody would be cheering and yelling, and then I'm sure that one parent was like, my car. So I don't know. That was always the coolest thing. You basically had permission to damage somebody's car with a baseball. It was okay. You were cheered on for causing destruction to somebody else's property. There's actually a couple baseballs stuck up there in the netting. Actually, that one's a baseball. I think that one there is a tennis ball. See, that's a tennis ball. There's a baseball up there. I gotta bring my son out here to actually maybe play some ball. They have a batting cage down there. Maybe I could bring him out here and we could do some practicing. I don't know. My son really had a fun time at the the Reading Fightin' Phils game, the minor league game we just recently went to, and he says he wants to go back and see some more games. So maybe at some point we'll go back to see another game. I think it's something we'll probably do. I had a really fun time seeing a game. I hadn't seen a game since I was like 14 years old. I'm now going to be 40 this year, so do the math on how long it's been since I've actually gone and seen a baseball game, whether minor league or major league. But it was a lot of fun. I actually had a really good time watching the game, and I kind of want to go back and see more games now. Maybe I'll start going to, buy some season passes. Maybe I'll start going to baseball games. Who knows? I had a blast. I kind of want to go back, to be honest with you guys. It was great. I actually used to have a cousin who was the manager of the locker room for the Reading Fightin' Phils. Then he actually moved up and he was manager of the locker room for the Philadelphia Phillies. So it was really cool. We used to go to games all the time for free. My mom used to take me and my brother out to games all the time for absolutely free. It didn't cost us anything to get in. And what was really cool is my cousin would actually load up all the giveaways they would do throughout the year. So they would have like baseball day, and then bat day, and then backpack day, and hat day, and so on and so forth every single week or whatever, a month or whatever it was throughout the year. And he would take all those tchotchkes and put them all into either a Reading Phillies backpack or a Philadelphia Phillies backpack. And then like the seven inning stretch, he would come out and bring us these big backpacks stuffed to the gills with all kinds of like fun giveaways and tchotchkes. I remember all the other kids would look around like, who are these kids? Why are they getting all that stuff? It was pretty awesome. I remember for like Boy Scouts and stuff, I had Screwball, which is the Reading Fightin' Phils mascot, show up. We had the Philly Fanatic come out, all thanks to my cousin who would do that today. It was pretty awesome of him to do that. So definitely fond memories of sports and sporting events from when I was a kid, because again, I used to go to games all the time, but then it just never, for some reason, really caught on. Even though I enjoyed it when I was a kid, I just never got into to sports and never really carried on with sports. But like I said, my son and I had a good time at the game, so maybe we'll go to some more in the future. We'll see about that. But I want to come out here, just do some reminiscing of my days playing Little League at the really cool ball field, the one that we were always excited for when we used to come out here. It's actually a really old firehouse right there I remember going into when I was a kid a lot with my dad, and that used to not be a parking lot over there. That was a field. I broke my brother's collarbone in that field over there when I was a little kid. We did the thing where I was, you hold his hands and you swing around. You swing around in a circle and then you let him go. It was a lot of fun until I did it one time and he landed on his shoulder and broke his collarbone. That wasn't a field. That used to be right there. That wasn't a parking lot. This was a parking lot, but that used to be a field next to the firehouse. So that firehouse is really cool. They actually have a bar downstairs, and they had like a bowling alley and everything like that. Man, I remember going there when I was a kid, thinking that was the coolest thing. My dad was actually a fire chief for not this firehouse, but another firehouse not too far away. But because he was a chief at that firehouse, he was kind of welcomed here, and we could go into the bar and walk around the firehouse here, which is really cool. But anyway, now we're talking about firehouses. We're supposed to be talking about baseball. So anyway, guys, that is it. So thanks for watching this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and of course, check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and the Cinema Sickness. Check down below for a link. Well, yeah, it is the Cinema Sickness story. It came from Cinema Sickness. But that's my other channel you guys can check out. So check down below for links to Patreon, Spreadshirt, and my stores. And also definitely check down below for a link to my other channel, Cinema Sickness. If you guys are into thrifting videos, I do daily videos on thrifting. So flea markets, pawn shops, thrift stores, stuff like that. Check that out as well. So, all right, guys, that's it. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys. Bye.